you might need. When you first open TFS, it might ask you to enter a connection string, and that's the one at the top here, progress-tfs.unhcr.org. And our Cache Assist is under Refugee Systems. Our test project, our TFS test project is Cache Assist under Refugee Systems. So we wouldn't need to go in there. Now I've set up just a tiny little demo test plan, which I actually put in progress. So just to show you, in Cache Assist, you will have, and I will send you this exact name because this is the one HCL's testing right now. You will have, when I send you this name, which I'll send you the exact file name here, you will have all these test cases appearing. I'm going to open up a small demo one now that isn't going to have all this, just so I can play around and show you how to navigate in TFS. But when you get yours, when you open yours, you will see all these test cases, and these are the ones that will be assigned to you. As you can see here under results, this is just now the one that HCL has been working with. But you can see under results how many have passed, how many have failed, how many are still active, and how many have been blocked. And I'm going to discuss each of those possible phases that a test case could be in. And then if you wanted to see as a tester yourself how many test cases you had, using this little drop-down box, you can change from test suite to tester and show data labels, which will show, for instance, here, this CUS has a little bit more than 35 in total of test cases. So, as I mentioned, when you go in on Monday into Cache Assist, into this test plan, you'll see here the name of the tester. So under here now for you, we'll have Hannah, or we'll have Dennis, or we'll have Eve's name here. And that's how you know what are the tests that you need to do. So you see there's different people testing here as Saida, and here's Kus, and here's Karen. So when you go into the test plan, you'll find your name here and start executing your test cases. So I'll divide this up, all these test cases here, amongst you, the available testers, which there's about 6 of you, I think. So you'll only probably have about 5 tests each. Just giving a quick average there. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to a small demo that I have here just to show you how to execute a test case. Now, if you forget anything...
Suzanne, for Dennis and Panos' sake, I think you should start over at the beginning part.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to go back to the beginning. So just to say, Dennis and Panos, that when you first launch TFS, you might be prompted to add a URL or a connection string. And that's it right here at the top. I've sent it in an email earlier today, so you'll have it in an email. It's progress-tfs.unhcr.org. And then we need to drill down to Refugee Systems, and under Refugee Systems will be the Cache Assist test project. You double click on that and you will find the name of the test project. I'm going to send you the name. It's not this one here because this is the one HCL has been using, but it'll be a similar name, probably called UNHCR test team in parentheses at the end. And then you just double click on that and you'll see all the test cases that are part of this project. Now, I'm just going to go into a demo plan, a demo project, just so I can execute a test case. I have here open now my Cash Assist, and you'll see here it's Cash Assist -UAT R22, and I will also send you that URL if you don't have it. So I'm in here, and you will be in here. You'll be in Internet Explorer, and you'll navigate here, and then you will log in with the password and user ID that I'll send you also by email. You'll log in, and then you'll navigate to the part of Cash Assist that you need to test. I just happen to be randomly here. It doesn't matter where I am right now. I just want to show you how to use TFS for those who haven't used it. When I asked them, the GSD, to set up your test accounts, they told me some of you have been in there already, so maybe you've already used TFS. So maybe this won't be new to some of you. If some of you have used TFS, and if your colleague hasn't and has a question and you're sitting nearby, then maybe you can help them out too. But it's very easy. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my demo. Okay, so here I just have one test case just to show you how to run a test case. Now this happens to be in the block state, and I'm just going to change this to active because you'll find your test cases active. So when you want to run your test cases, I was just showing you a moment ago the plan tab where you saw all the test cases lined up and who the tester is. Right now, this is me assigned to this test case. When you want to run a test case, you'll go to the Test tab. And you'll see that your test case is active. That's the initial state, in the active state. Now, I just want to make sure I'm on the right screen. Okay. Okay, so you highlight your test case, and you click Run. Now, the last window that you were in, which was Cash Assist for me and should be Cash Assist for you, because you need to look at the Cash Assist application while you run through the test plan. So it splits the screen for you. On the left-hand side is the TFS testing, and on the right side is the application that you're looking at to verify if it's correct. So you click Start Test. Now, I've already logged in to the Cash Assist just to expedite this, but normally you start out in the test case and it'll tell you to log into the application as a particular user. And you use the user ID and password that I'll send in the email. So I've already logged in and I'm in, so that's working fine. So what I would do here is I would click this drop-down box right next to the test step, and I would say that I am going to pass that step now, because that worked fine. Not every step will have an expected result, because, for instance, log in, well, it's quite obvious that you know you want to get logged in. That's the expected result of that step. So we don't put tiny details into every step. But for more complicated ones, there'll be an expected result, and that's what you should be looking for, and that's what you should see happening in the Cash Assist application. And if it doesn't, then that's when you fail the step. Now, I'm not actually going to test anything here and see it not work. We're just going, this is just a pretend demo. So now, I'm obviously in the Cash Assist application, but my step is part of a progress step. But just imagine you navigate to a particular ribbon button, and then it will tell you which one to navigate to next. So cash plans, for instance, and then Here it says select to open an individual, but since we're in Cash Assist, we select to open a cash plan. And the record opens. So it shows the expected result. The record opens. So we pass that. Now, next, it'll say, like, navigate to a particular field. Here it says navigate to the family name and change it. And verify that you didn't get any timeout errors. So you'll have a similar step for Cash Assist, and you'll do that. And if it doesn't work, as explained here in your expected results, then you have to fail that step. And here is where you enter comments of what happened. And you enter your comments. Now, besides the comments, it's very helpful to also have the record that you were working on. So you'd put in, for instance, like this. Okay, because sometimes it's record dependent where we get the error messages. Sometimes there was some certain combination of values in the fields that caused an error message or caused a problem that if we've navigated to another record, we wouldn't have that problem. So that's why it's important to know which record you were on. And then, of course, we most likely would like a screenshot of what the problem was. So in order to take a screenshot, you click this little camera, and you can either choose capture rectangle screenshot or full screenshot. And then you capture the part of the screen where the problem's happening. And it will attach that screenshot to that particular test step. Now, you don't have to continue the rest of the test steps after you fail that one, because basically now that whole test case is failed, and it has to go back to the developers to have it fixed. And when it goes out to be fixed and comes back to you that it's been fixed and you need to verify the fixed, you need to go through all the steps again to make sure everything is working, the ones before that step and the ones after that one. So what we would do here now is we would just fail this test case, and I'll click fail. And then save and close. And now that one is failed, and then you would go on to the next one. Now, because these are enhancements, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Ron. These are all new enhancements that are coming through in the Cash Assist?
That's correct.
Yeah. So in this case, we will need to create bugs. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and I'm going to start this again to show you how to create a bug. So I didn't mention the bug initially because sometimes we have corrective maintenance exercises, which are basically bugs that were already found, and now the bugs have been fixed, and you are verifying if the bug has been fixed or not. So on those, we wouldn't create a bug because it is a bug already, and you're just verifying if that bug works or is still a bug. But in this case, they're enhancements, so they're not a bug. They're something that hasn't existed before. So in this case, if you find a problem with the enhancement as described in the test case, and it fails, then you need to create a bug which lets the developers know. Basically, it's a tracking number. It's a bug. It gets an ID number, and it's a tracking number associated with the problem you found. So when you go through and you get to your step that you're failing, and you enter all your information and get your screenshot. You can go here then next and say create bug. And here you can enter UAT since it's UAT, and then you would type in a general description of what the bug is. And you would assign the bug to me. And then I go through the bug that you sent to make sure all the details are there and it all sounds logical according to the user requirements. And then I forward it to the developers to be worked on. Normally, medium severity is okay here unless it's something really outstanding problem. Otherwise, we can leave it as medium. And then over here in the acceptance criteria, again, we need to put in exactly the steps that you did. Okay, and again, the record number that you were using. And what's important to know is what's the test account. Because maybe you logged in as a test account that doesn't have the correct security roles. Maybe for some reason we did not set up the test account correctly, or maybe there's a problem with the application that it's expecting you to have a security role that you don't have. Maybe there's something that hasn't been considered regarding the security roles. So it's very important to know who you were logged in as. Or maybe you just forgot to change the user and you were using the one that you used in the last test case, but this needed a new user. And so that information is helpful when the developers do the debugging. So you enter that information and then you'd say save and close. I'm not going to save this because I don't want to have to go out and close a bug. So that's how you create a bug. And then you're back to the spot where you were failing the test case. Save and close. So those are two, pass and fail are two of the basic statuses that the test case can be in. Another status is called blocked. This is the third type. So you're going through and then you reach a step and it tells you to do something. And it's not that the step fails. It's just that you see something different that you don't understand why it's there. The test case maybe doesn't talk about it. Something happens and you're not sure, is that a fail? Or is that the way it's supposed to work and the test step just didn't mention that? Or I know these user requirements and I've never heard about that this field is read-only. But for some reason it is read-only and that doesn't seem correct to me. I'm confused. I need some more information. That's when you would block the test case. When you're got a question, You're not sure if it's a fail. You need some more information to decide. So then, at that point, you don't need to pick pass or fail for that step. You just want to block the whole test case. And save and close. Now that test case is blocked, but I need to know why you blocked it, what happened. So you would open up the test case, and under comments here, and you would enter the information why you blocked the test case, what happened, what you need more information on, how you think it should work but it's not working that way. Are you understanding the operability of this field or screen or grid or wherever you are? Are you understanding it correctly, and you have some questions? And then I would see that the test case is blocked, and I would read the information and come back to you on that. And then you save and close it. So let me pause there, because that's the general process. Is there any gaps that you feel you have questions about that whole process? Who has anybody used TFS already? Nobody? Okay. Oh, well, Ron, yeah. So does anybody have any questions? Now, another thing that might happen, so after you block your test case, and then I come back to you with more information, I'll ping you maybe, or I'll send it in an email. And then what I'll do is I will unblock the test case and ask you to continue testing. So I will reset the test case to active. I'll tell you I'll reset it to active. Then you'll see it again active, and then you just run through the test case again. Or I might tell you, you're right, that field there, is not supposed to be read-only or something. And you're right, that's a problem. That's a bug. Can you please raise a bug? So then you'd go back and create a bug. Also, if you fail a test case and create a bug, and then I look it over and then I say, yeah, that sounds like a bug to me, and I send it to the developers, and then they might come back and they might say, oh, wait a minute, remember in the user story requirements 1, 2, 3, 4, it said XYZ. So this is not a bug, because you, me, and you forgot that this is an existing requirement and it states this is the way it's supposed to work. So then I'll tell you.
Suzanne, if I can interject on this one.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in this test group has no idea what the requirement is. So
okay.
That's between you and the developers now, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
So just to say, that's one of the reasons why they might tell me that it's not really a bug, because they have these user requirements, and they might remind me that this is how it's supposed to work, and I'll explain that to you, and then you'll have more information when you run through the test case, because now you have this more understanding of how it's supposed to work, and then I'll reset the test case to active, and then you'll run through it again with that more knowledge that you have. Or I might even add additional information to the test case to help you remember that if it's necessary in there. So what I also wanted to mention is that you might run two test cases. I don't have two of them here, but you might run two, and the same bug is happening in both test cases, the same problem. So you don't want to raise the bug twice, one for each test case, because the developers already are aware of the problem. But what you want to do is you want to link the bug to the other test case. So this is how you do that. So you're in the test case, and you're running it. And you already created a bug. For instance, you already have a new bug that you just created, 3590 or whatever number. And you're going through this, and you're finding the same problem. Right? You're finding the same problem is happening as in the other test case, but you don't want to raise a new bug because we already have a bug. So what you do is you link to the other bug. So you do that by choosing, instead of create new bug, you do update an existing bug. And then here it will ask you what is the ID of that bug. So the other bug you raised in the previous test case with the same problem was, say, 3590. And you say find. And then I'm not going to add it here, but that's what you would do. You would highlight that bug number that you just asked the query to find for you. You typed in the ID and it found it for you. This is not a real one, 3590. That's why it's found a test case and not a bug, but you would know the bug number. You would find it here, and then you would add it to this test case. So this means now two test cases are connected to the same bug. So that way we don't have duplicate bugs, because that's also another problem. If we send duplicate bugs to the developers, they only come back and say, this is a duplicate, we have to close this bug, and then we have a test case that has a bug and another test case that has no bug, although it's failed. And so it's just easier to connect them both with the same problem to the same bug. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? It says here that Dennis and Panos don't have the TFS yet, so I did send an email yesterday to GSD, and they asked for everybody's computer name to be sent to them so that they can download the installation files to you.
Susan, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, ICT contacted us and we installed the Visual Studio thing, and we're connected already in the Team Foundation server, but we only see the assist, nothing else, and for sure not. I don't know if the test suite is another app or actually it's integrated into the Visual Studio, but Visual Studio is the only thing that we have actually. Test Manager is not one of the things that we have.
Do not have that application installed.
Right, so it's not Visual Studio that you need. Unfortunately, GSD gets confused sometimes. It's Microsoft Test Manager. Microsoft Test Manager.
Okay,
this is the one.
All right. So we couldn't basically replicate in our screen what you were doing.
No. This is the whole testing application here to run tests, and this is what you would need. So this looks totally different from Visual Studio, and this is what you would need. So if you could just write back to them and just let them know again that you need Microsoft Test Manager. Doesn't matter 2013, that's the only version we have, but Microsoft Test Manager.
Okay, we will do it immediately.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, you'll get the URL to test the Cache Assist application, and I will send you the name of the test plan under Cache Assist. You'll get the user IDs to log in as, and you'll be assigned test cases. So and as you go through, if you need any help, again, on remembering how to raise a bug and so forth, I'm certainly here to help you. Also, I sent 2 little YouTube videos that basically say the same thing that I said. So you can also just run through those at your leisure at a slower pace. And for those of you who do have Cash Assist already, the TFS, you can certainly open, any of the test plans that are here, and you can already open one, and just have a look at what the test steps are to get familiar with what's the testing, what's going to be involved in the testing. You don't want to run any of these because it's an actual live one that HCL is running now themselves. They're almost done. They have about 5 more to finish this afternoon. And then we'll make a copy of this test plan, and we'll reset all the test cases to active and assign them to you. But whoever has TFS already can just go ahead and have a walk around. Just double click, and you can read the test steps to see in general, how it tells you to navigate. You can even give it a try. I mean, not actually run the test case, but virtually, so to speak. You just open up Cash Assist and you try to do the steps that are outlined here if you want to get yourself familiar already before Monday. And again, I'm here to help you with any questions you have. Does anybody have any other questions now? Was that comprehensive enough? Did that answer your questions? Okay, it's all quiet. I'm here in an empty room, and I think
this is Rick. I think the explanation was quite clear, but I think most of us will have at least myself, I'm maybe speaking on my behalf, we will have the questions when we start.
Right.
Because then it's quite different at that point.
You can't think of it.
I think we lost you.
Hi, I'm back. I don't know if you can hear me. My machine is saying poor audio quality.
Now we can. You disappeared for a while, and now you're back.
So weird. Okay. I guess that's all for now. We're ending a little early, about 15 minutes early. If there's no more questions, then I wish you a nice weekend, and I'll be talking to you all soon.
Okay, thanks, Suzanne.
Thanks.
Okay,
have a good
thanks
weekend.
everybody. Bye.
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 Thank you.